Asante Samuel, one of the best defensive backs they ever played in the National Football League, didn't hold back when it came to Shedeur Sanders. And also, hey, Andrew Berry is building the Cleveland Browns team around Shedeur Sanders. We getting ready to talk about it all right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. Do me a favor. You got to do me a solid. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hype me up. Share this video. Join the membership. Join the membership. Join the membership. Join the membership. Anything that you do will be highly appreciated. Let's get this show started. Let's go.
Yes, sir! Yes, sir!
Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns, and why the head coach, Todd Monken, was brought in. He was brought in especially for Shedeur Sanders. The development of Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders, up under Kevin Stefanski, did okay. I asked some of you all to give him a grade during my last broadcast of his past performance in the NFL. The last 7 games, his rookie season, I asked y'all to give him a grade, and I'm showing it on the screen right now. Well, Asante Samuel went on to say, hey, Shedeur will not have no more excuses this year up under Todd Monken. Kevin Stefanski's situation was bad. It was bad. Shedeur was put in a bad situation from the jump up under Kevin Stefanski and the Cleveland Browns during his rookie season. But now, hey, Asante Samuel says Shedeur ain't got no excuses now. He got to go out there and prove that he's the guy. He's the franchise quarterback because the general manager done set him up pretty. The general manager done brought in a head coach who is a offensive guru in fixing quarterbacks. And now we getting ready to see the real Shedeur Sanders this year. Let's listen to Asante Samuel talking about Shedeur Sanders this upcoming season.
This is Shedeur Sanders' second season. No more rookie season. That rookie messes out the window. No more rookie excuses. So Shedeur will be under heavy pressure to prove he is a starting caliber quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. New head coach Todd Monken. No more Stefanski. None of that Stefanski mess. It can't possibly be a make or break season unless the Cleveland Browns, Todd Monken, believe in developing him for the future. I'm convinced this was hard for any quarterback to play at a high level in Kevin Stefanski's offense. Even Deshaun Watson came over there and looked like a hot mess. Right after coming from the Houston Texans, looking awesome.
The perfect example, we saw what Joe Flacco did. Joe Flacco, a week later, he threw for 300 yards.
That was embarrassing. That looked awful, man. The sad part for me was to watch Shedeur Sanders have to sit behind Dillon Gabriel, and everyone tried to push the narrative that Dillon Gabriel is a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders.
They already kicked Dillon Gabriel out that competition. It's between Watson and Shedeur.
There is no one to save Dillon Gabriel anymore. His savior, Kevin Stefanski, is gone. If Dillon Gabriel somehow can beat Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders with Todd Monken as new head coach, then hey, Dillon Gabriel deserves the job, 100%. The best thing that could have happened for Shedeur Sanders in his scenario, Todd Monken becomes the head coach for the Cleveland Browns, the coach who wanted to draft him to Baltimore Ravens. I think it was done purposely. I'm like 90% sure it was done purposely. Todd Monken showed interest in Shedeur. And maybe Cleveland Browns was the only team who wanted to make him the head coach. And if that is true, that's Jimmy Haslam making sure Shedeur Sanders get all the coaching, all the support he needed to be successful. They have optimism for Shedeur Sanders there in Cleveland, especially with Todd Monken now, the head coach. Also have Deshaun Watson, who started throwing again with his quarterback coach, Quincy Avery, this week. They believe he will be involved in the competition, so the Browns could bolster their roster at wide receiver, O-line, and other spots. So that is some pretty good news for Shedeur Sanders. They don't look like they're trying to draft a quarterback this season. So that is a good sign moving forward.
That was Asante Samuel talking about Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns and why he thinks this will be a big year for Shedeur Sanders to prove he belongs in the NFL, because they brought in a new coach, Todd Monken, to straighten out whatever went wrong with Shedeur playing that quarterback position last year. In spite of his circumstances that he was under last year, never got a chance to run with the first team offense during training camp, nor during the regular season. Well, he finna get it now. And I agree with Asante Samuel. It won't be no more excuses, because he gonna go into camp. I promise you, he will go into camp as the #1 quarterback. I'm not worrying about what everybody else saying. Now they got rumors out there they want to trade the number 24 pick to the Houston, Texas for C.J. Stroud, all that stuff. I'm not worrying about that, because it's already been documented. It's already been said that Andrew Berry is building this team around Shedeur Sanders. Andrew Berry already done said it. He already done said it. So anything that you hear, anything that you see about another quarterback coming in and competing, hey, okay, let them talk. But we know the real deal. The ones who've been rocking, we know the real deal. Now, I did run across an article. Yahoo Sports was talking about this situation with Shedeur Sanders. Even as general manager Andrew Berry had said that the Cleveland Browns would explore its quarterback option this offseason, part of Monken's appeal was his ability to work with the team's current group of the quarterback, Shedeur Sanders, Deshaun Watson, and Dylan Gabriel, and fix his scheme to their different skill set. For Sanders, this should offer him an opportunity to develop in a system fixed to maximize his strength, rather than dealing with what he had to deal with last year up under Kevin Stefanski. It's also important to bring up the fact that the Cleveland Browns need more talent around any option, so they need to be a priority this summer for as the offensive line and the wide receiver room. Shedeur Sanders was okay at times in his rookie season, but far from good. He has a lot to learn, and he will have an easier time doing it so if he can get up to speed up under the new head coach, Todd Monken. So that report is from Yahoo Sports. That's what they are saying about Shedeur Sanders and the quarterback room for the Cleveland Browns. Once again, let's visit and hear what Andrew Berry had to say during his last interview. And whatever you hear, you take it from there. Andrew Berry.
Comparison to maybe where we were coming out of the 2020 season, where in 2020 when we got here, our biggest priority was surrounding, our young quarterback Baker Mayfield at the time with as much as possible to make sure that the offense could get off the ground. Now, we had a very patchwork defense at the time, and going into 21, it was obvious to anyone who had any, two eyes watching football where our investments would be. I think we're in a similar spot here, just with the opposite sides of the ball. So that, question is less candidate specific. Anyone we talked to understood
Sure.
that made the most sense. So there was probably very little time in terms of okay, where are we actually going to invest our resources this offseason?
How much is it in terms of when you collaborate with a coach?
That's the general manager, Andrew Berry, letting you know what his plan is for this upcoming season. I'm telling you, Andrew Berry is laying it out right there in front of you what his intent is. And it is to build around Shedeur Sanders. This is a young team. He knows it's a young team. Got a new head coach. They starting off fresh. They starting off new. And I'm telling you right now, Shedeur Sanders will be that QB1 this year for the Cleveland Browns. It's up for him to keep that job, but he will be given the opportunity. We ain't got to worry about that. What he went through last year, that's over with. It's a new season for Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. I'm telling you, I'm excited for it. When you look at the staff that Todd Monken's now brought in on the offensive side, look like he keeping all the coaches on the defensive side except far as the defensive coordinator. That's Mike Rubenberg, who he bringing in from the Atlanta Falcons. He was the passing game coordinator there, and now he's the defensive coordinator for the Cleveland Browns this year. It's going to be a new Cleveland Browns football team this year, and I can't wait. Now, they got the combine coming up, and I'm sure they're going to go visit that in about 2 weeks. And then, hey, you got free agent start. Free agent start in March the 11th. We're going to see what they're going to do in free agent. I hope Andrew Berry go out and find some veteran linemen, offensive linemen, some veteran offensive linemen, at least 2 to 3, and 2 of them need to be starters, and maybe all 3 need to be starters. And then that draft come up in April. Let's see what he can do in drafting. At least, I know they got 10 picks. I know he'll at least draft 2 offensive linemen during this upcoming draft. And then there is the wide receiver room need addressing too. One thing about Andrew Berry, he always go in free agent and find one wide receiver. He brought Jerry Jeudy in as a free agent wide receiver. That's his history, and he done brought some others in as a free agent. So that's what he do. He don't do too good when it comes to drafting a wide receiver. Cedric Tillman, that didn't work out. So hey, we gonna see what Andrew Berry do in this upcoming season for as free agent and the draft, bringing in some help for Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. You heard it right here on Sports Talk. We'll be watched. Do me a favor, do me a solid. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification button. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. Got a live show tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I hope you come back to join the show. We're going to have a good time. But we need your presence. All right? All right. See y'all then, and thank you for watching Sports Talk. We'll be watching. Later on. Peace.